good morning or afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from, and welcome back to the MMA Lab Saturday Yoga. I'm Jackie, and I'm so excited that you chose to be here with us this morning. And we're going to start lying on your back, so make your way there. If you have two blocks, highly recommend pillows work if you're at home. And maybe you don't need anything at all, totally up to you, it's your practice. So when you're ready, come on down to lying on your back. Have the blocks handy at your sides, and we'll just slowly ease on down, relaxing the palms faced up at first. And we'll have the knees be bent with the feet about mat width apart, the knees knocking toward each other. This will be the most juicy and relaxing of all the variations presented to you before we begin. And if you'd like, you can press into the heels, tuck the tail, and imprint the low back, that sacral bone, that little trapezoidal shaped bone, down into the mat. Feel the low ribs close toward the hips. If you need a little more this morning and the back isn't too fussy, we can extend the legs nice and long and find your Shavasana corpse pose. Or if you like a little more opening, Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, feet, soles of the feet touching and the knees relax wide. Again, paying attention to the low back, we want to keep it imprinted into the mat here. And if you've got blocks, this is a nice place to take some of the pressure off the inner thighs by allowing the blocks to rest at whatever height feels comfortable for you, just at the outer edges of the knees. And the palms rest face up here. Feel the shoulder blades snuggling in beneath you. Closing the eyes, relax the place between the eyebrows. Take a deep breath in. Hold it in the low belly. Sip more air in, get big, feel your back imprint on the mat. And exhale, open the mouth, let it go with a sigh. Feel the breath returning to normal. We'll enjoy a little pranayama, a little energetic breathing this morning. Mindful breaths. We're going to attach a count to the inhale. And then we're going to hold for that same count. We'll exhale through the nose to the same count. And we'll hold the bottom of the breath for the same count. I like a count of 4, so it will look like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Begin again. Inhale, belly rise, hold. Feel the pressure build. Exhale, belly button depresses towards spine, and hold. Feel the pressure again. Feel that natural impulse to inhale. And continuing with your count, whatever feels slightly challenging, something that stretches you a little bit without being distracting. And if you notice yourself drifting away from this place, be kind as you bring the attention back to this counted breath. Taking 3 more rounds at your pace. After this last exhale, release the technique and allow your breath to come back to normal. We maintain this level of focus, of intense attention to our breath throughout the course of our practice this morning. And if the knees are wide, gently remove the blocks if they're supporting the knees. The legs are long, we'll bend into them now. The knees are wide, go ahead and bring them up to center. Everybody will have knees touching, heels hip distance apart. And just for this moment, Relax the left hand to the heart, right hand to the low belly, and thank yourself for coming to your mat this morning. And we'll make this the first great decision in a series of more great decisions throughout the rest of your day. And as you're ready from here, we'll extend the right arm up overhead, slowly roll to your right, finding a fetal position. Just be held for a moment. Using the strength of the arms, make your way up through hands and knees. Finding child's pose to begin. So find the big toes touching, knees wide. If this variation doesn't work for you, find what is your favorite flavor. Sinking the hips back to the heels, stretching the arms long and forward, or the biceps resting toward the knees, palms face up by your feet. Let the belly just sag toward the mat. Stop trying to hold it in like we always do, like we're trying to zip up a pair of jeans. Not for this practice. Big flowing breaths. And we use the next inhale to roll our way up to tabletop. Bring the knees in beneath the hips. Make sure the big toes disappear behind the knees so you can't see them. And then we'll glance forward, making sure that our wrist creases are below our shoulders. Spread the fingers wide, middle finger pointing straight forward. Inhale, beginning our cow pose. Lift the tail, drop the belly, shine the heart as you engage the heels of the hands back toward the knees. Relax the skin of the face. Exhale, tuck the tail, pull the navel to the spine. Emphasis on this action here. And bring the ears by the biceps. Push the ground away. Inhale, back to cow. Flex the heart open. Lift the gaze. Exhale to cat. Tuck the tail, press through the palms. One more like this, inhale. And really exhale, use the breath to get yourself to fold almost over in half. Neutral spine. And let's press back through the ball of the right foot. So extending through the right leg, toes find the mat at first just to wake up the calf here, just because it feels nice. Take attention to that hip, make sure it's square with the mat. This will be important here as you lift the heel just in line with the hip. Again, keep dropping that right hip bone toward the mat. Feel how the core does have to engage here, but notice the quality of the breath. We keep that inhale long neck. Feel the breath make air between the vertebrae. Exhale, pull knee to chest. Try to touch nose to knee. Lift the heel towards your seat. Inhale, lengthen long. Stretch out through the crown of the head. Exhale, pull it in. Lift that heel. One more inhale. And exhale, hold. Squeeze all the used air out and lift that heel towards your seat like you mean it. And excellent, exhale, send it back hip height. Stretch the left fingertips forward, palm faces the midline. Bend the elbow, turn the palm down, and we'll make like a frog pose, bending the right knee out to the side, flexing through the sole of the foot. Hold here, everything at hip and shoulder height. Neck at neutral. Inhale back through center. And lower the whole thing down. Inhale, lift the gaze, cow pose. Exhale, cat, let it go. Back to a neutral spine. We'll take the left side. Left toes pressing into the mat. Press back through your heel, engaging the core. Keep the hip level as you stretch the calf, and then we'll float the left heel to hip height. Inhale, long stretch. Stretch it out. Feel the hip trying to disengage from the socket, trying to kick the wall behind you. Exhale, squeeze it in. Try to touch the nose to the knee. Lift the heel a little bit more, engage the core. Inhale, send it long. And exhale, tuck, pull it in. One more inhale. And exhale. Squeeze it all together in a little tiny ball. Push through the palms, lift your heel, and inhale, stretch it long. Right fingertips reach. Turn the palm down, bend the elbow, and make like a half a frog here. That knee is hip height, elbow is shoulder height, neck is long. Inhale, long stretch. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. Shift the hips back to the heels. Child's pose. Letting it go. Feel that moderate bit of heat that has been built. Let the breath calm back down. Notice again if you haven't taken a breath in a minute. And we'll use the next inhale to roll back up to tabletop. So if the blocks are handy, let's move them all the way to the top of your mat. We'll need them later. We'll make them readily available. And we'll begin to move into bear pose. So for here, we're going to tuck the toes, engage the core, and lift the shins just 2 inches off the mat. So shins are parallel, knees are hovering. Inhale with a long flat back. Exhale, crouch deeply as you push through the palms and slide the chest back toward the knees. Booty setting just over your heels. As you inhale, we start to straighten into the legs a little bit. It's a suggestion. I want a flat back here as we move toward downward facing dog. Go ahead and shake out through the head and neck. Bend deeply into one knee and then the other. Wag the tail. Walk it out. Shake out through the head and neck. Make it feel good. Find some weight lifting up and out of the wrist creases like you're trying to take the wrinkles out of the fronts of the wrists. Feeling the lungs fill up. Send the air up into the tops of the hips above you. And exhale, soften, and let the head just hang. Looking up between your thumbs, we'll walk our feet up to our hands for a forward fold. Soft bend at the knees, walk the hips or the feet as wide as your shoulders, and take a little bit of rocking. Relax any of the muscles around the neck. Maybe you grab opposite elbows and just rock side to side. Let it go. Relax the clasp of the elbows if you've got it. Keep the feet this distance apart. And in this forward fold, let's reach back and go for yoga mudra. This might look different for everybody. Really what I want is this contraction through the shoulders. Lift the shoulders away from the ears. Hug the blades around the spine. Lower the seat, look forward. And as you exhale, take the left shoulder toward the left knee. Open the heart up to the right. Relax the gaze. Keep the weight back in the heels. Inhale, come back through center. Lift the chin, look forward. And exhale over to your face the left. Very nice, back through center. Exhale, straighten into the legs. Keep the yoga mudra clasp if it feels okay for you here. Little opening through the heart. It's like a back bend with a forward fold. Relax the spine. And when you're ready, return the hands to the low back if they are clasped. Release the clasp. Heel toe ball the feet together. Inhale, we roll to rise. Stack vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Big reach, get tall. And hands at heart center. Close the eyes. Meeting here in Tadasana, maybe the arms rest at your side, palms face forward. Drawing the belly slightly up and in, but the breath stays full. Lengthening the tailbone between the heels. Weight evenly distributed through all four corners of the feet. Soften the muscles of the face. Unclench the jaw. And with the next exhale, let the gaze float open. Inhale to reach the arms up overhead. Take the left wrist into the right fingers. Root down through the feet as you lift up and over, reaching to the right. Try to stretch the left shoulder up out of the socket as you let the hips drift slightly to the left. Reaching to the right, keeping the shoulder blades stacked on top of each other, armpits stacked, hips in line. A little bit of lightness as you inhale back to center and switch the clasp. Exhale, other side. Thinking of having two long side bodies, even though one side is contracting and one is actively lengthening. Lifting up through the kneecaps, push through the soles of both feet and inhale back to center. Steeple pose, interlace the fingers, let the pointer fingers out. Little tuck of the tail, engage the glutes. Hips shift forward, heart lifts. And exhale back to center. We're switching up our sun salutation for a moon salutation today, Chandra Namaskar. So when we're ready, this one builds a little more heat, but it's really nice and opening for the muscles we're going to work today. So as you're ready, the inhale is to bring the toes together, feet or heels slightly apart. Sink the hips back to the heels for chair pose, lightning bolt. As you exhale, we dive the heart forward, forward fold. The inhale for your long flat back. Weights in the toes, fingertips up to the shins or on the floor, and breathe space between each vertebrae. Exhale, plant the hands, take a giant step back with our left foot. Set the back knee down, Toes are gonna be tucked for me on this one. I like it for balance. As you inhale, we roll the heart, reach through the fingertips. We can be cactus or arms, of course. Drop the hips down and forward for this low crescent. Breathe between both lungs equally. And as you exhale, plant the hands, lift the back knee, step back to the top of a push-up plank pose. We'll hold here, squeeze the inner thighs together, feel the hips lift slightly for that hollow body plank. Option here, of course, is to lower the whole thing down. Or I'll do first, set the knees down, bend the elbows straight back alongside the ribs, and lower all the way to my belly. Untuck the toes, hug the shoulders around the spine, and lift the heart. Palms can hover here for low baby cobra. Lengthening through the crown of the head, relax the glutes if we can, and then exhale. I'm planting my hands, coming up through hands and knees. Tuck toes, up and back with the hips to down dog. Inhale is to lift your left leg high, hips stay square at first. Exhale, the same action, pull nose to knee, hover, push forward off the ball of your right foot, lift your heel towards your seat, and step. 1 step, 2 steps, as many as it takes. Use a hand behind your ankle to drive the toes forward, and then we step, or we'll drop our back knee. Inhale, hands to the knee, maybe the arms float high, or cactus arms, lift the heart. And exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot beside the left, forward fold. Make this as soft or as intense as you'd like it to be. Inhale for a long flat back. And exhale, drop the seat, Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, push through the heels of the feet all the way up to standing. So that's one side. We'll repeat that again on the other side. Inhale, sit back into chair. Exhale, dive the heart and fold. Inhale to your long flat back. Exhale, this time right foot steps back, set the knee down, low crescent. Exhale to plant the hands. Step back to a top of a push-up plank pose. Lower the knees, lower the heart. All that becomes one exhale, you'll see. Untuck the toes, baby cobra, maybe king cobra here. And exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes all the way up through a push-up or through hands and knees to downward facing dog. This time, right leg lifts, hips stay square, 3-leg dog. Exhale, pull knee to the nose. Keep that action. That's what helps the step get easier and easier over time. Set the back knee down, low crescent. And exhale, plant the hands, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair. Inhale, stand it all the way up. We'll move through one more time, taking whatever variation feels best for you. For those flows, if you want to just do plank to lower down halfway to chaturanga, and if up dog's your thing, please do that on this. Do whatever feels nice. As you're ready, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left leg steps back. Inhale, low crescent. Exhale, plank and lower down. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, down dog, hold. Shake it out. Meeting in down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to chest, step through. Inhale, low crescent. Exhale, plant the hands, forward fold. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale, stand it up. Exhale, heart center, second side. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Inhale, low crescent. Exhale, top of a push-up, lower down. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, down dog, and hold. Meeting in down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to chest, step through. Set the back knee down. Inhale, low crescent. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale, stand it up. Hands to heart center, close the eyes. If you'd like to relax the palms at your side for Tadasana, whatever feels right for you. Just be soft and be breathing. Full of gratitude for the heat your body has built. Appreciating how great it is to have both feet on the ground. Foreshadowing, we'll call that. Inhale, fill it up. Open the mouth, let it go with a sigh. Relax something. Even if that's that muscle, that organ between the ears. And with the next exhale, we'll let the gaze float open. From here, super important, blocks at the top of the mat. We'll start them at their highest height for accessibility. When you're ready, hands at the hips. We'll start by rocking the weight over to our right foot. As we do this, we find our drishti, our focal point. This is the secret to balancing. Something on the ground, likely, that isn't moving. If the wall is in front of you, and that's easy too, there's a nice spot on the wall over here, probably someone's headgear. And I'm gonna look at that, so that's far enough in the distance. As I rock the weight over to my right foot, I feel my left toes become a little bit light. Balance is present today in this place. If it continues to be present as you inch your foot up the inner leg, anywhere but the knee, go there now. Again, keeping that gaze fixed on that place in the distance. Using the hand to assist the sole of the left foot to its final resting place. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, maybe hands to heart center. This is kind of a non-event for you. We can reach the arms up overhead, let the tree grow branches. Or you might drift away from that focal point, lift the gaze toward the sky. Relax the shoulders down the ears, feel the surface, full surface of that right foot on the mat. And as you're ready, palms come back to center if they're not already there. Keep the flex at the bottom of the foot as you bring the knee to center, 90 degrees at the knee, 90 degrees at the ankle. The exhale is to tilt the heart forward as you kick the left leg behind you. Both these things happen at once for Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Hands can stay hovering here at heart center. We might reach the arms back like airplane wings, or the biceps beside the ears as you reach through the fingertips. No matter what, the left hip is dropping, grounding down toward the mat, kicking back through the full surface of the left foot. And when you're ready, the blocks are right there. We'll slowly float the hands down to the tops of the blocks. And here's where we can make a decision. We're in standing L pose with the lower half of the body. Hands can find whatever's comfortable on the blocks here, maybe the floor. The inhale is to lean forward, reach forward through the crown of the head. Exhale is that same action we started with in tabletop. Exhale, pull the nose to the knee to the nose. Lift the heel. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, pull it together. Inhale one more time. And this time as you exhale, pull the nose to the knee with the blocks in your hands if you've got them. We start to walk the blocks in line with our right big toe. Lower the seat, kick the left foot forward, and lower all the way down to the mat. It wasn't that bad. So from here, slide back on the mat so you're fully on the mat again. And we'll just take with the left leg straight, hug the right knee into the chest, sit up nice and tall. Moving toward Marichyasana pose. Left fingertips are behind. They're going to push down into the mat to remind us to have a long, straight spine as you reach the bicep of the right ear, or up nice by the right ear, reaching through the fingertips. Keep flexing the left toes back towards your nose. And exhale, we hinge, folding inside of our right thigh. It might not be much. We just send the message. So use that left fingers as leverage to reach towards your left big toe. It may never make a connection. We just send the message. Most important is I'm dropping my shoulder down inside of my right knee as I hug my right knee toward the right side of my body. And my hand can rest down. If it makes a connection somewhere, inhale for length. And then exhale, fold the belly over itself, trying to bring my forehead toward my knee. One more inhale. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Relax the clasp of whatever you've got. Come on back, cross the ankles or roll however you can through hands and knees. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Shake out through the head and neck, let it go. Inhale to send the right leg high. This time I want you to stack the hip, point the toe, bend the knee, and find fire hydrant. You can circle this out, getting into that inner thigh, whatever feels nice, making sure both armpits remain shining toward the ground. And as you exhale, we'll pull again, nose to knee, step forward for runner's lunge, and then heel toe ball the right foot off to the side, preparing for lizard pose. I'm gonna start with my palms planted, arms straight. I'm gonna set my back knee down for now. Hips drop down and forward. I wanna try to hug the shoulders around the spine so I fold the heart open, looking forward through a long flat back, and continue to hug the right side waist with my right thigh. Soften something. If it's available and you'd like to go there, we can come down to forearms here with the left knee to stay down for right now. Use the breath to get there. Breathe around that right hip socket. Soften something. Flex the heart forward. One more inhale. Exhale. Plant through the palms. Tuck the back toe. And pivot your left heel to the mat like you would for a warrior one. From here, we'll walk both of my hands off and past the top left corner of my mat. Kind of like down dog hands here. And I let my gaze go between my legs to the wall behind me. You're like a short, fat, wonky dog. One more exhale. And then we'll inhale. Walk the hands back through center. Pivot to the ball of your foot again, so we're back in that lizard pose. You can always release the knee to the mat or keep it lifted. It's up to you. This time we might try a little deeper variation coming down to the forearms. Feel what that hip has to say about it now. And if space allows, we're on the forearms already. We might tuck the right arm underneath the right knee. My shoulder's starting to move toward underneath my right thigh. And you can maintain this, or if we want to, we can walk the fingertips away from each other through straight arms. Again, lifting the gaze long through the back of the neck. If you'd like to and it's not already, we can tuck through the back toes and lift your knee. Or for airplane lizard, float the fingertips up off the mat. It's not for everybody, just kind of showing you it's a journey, right? It's not about the destination. Fingertips back to the mat if they're hovering, palms press, a little bit of hop, skip, and a jump from the left toes all the way to the top of the mat. Heels in, toes out, lower the seat, malasana squat. You did it. Palms to prayer, elbows to drive the knees apart. We won't change much about this one. We'll be revisiting it in a little bit, because thank goodness we have two sides, right? So just take a little note of how things feel right now. And as you exhale, we'll plant the hands, heel toe ball the feet back together. Scoop the belly up and in as you roll to rise, big reach. And exhale, shake it out, let it go. Taking our second side. If the blocks, you used them on the last side, it's likely that you'll need them again, so have them at the top corners of your mat, available to support you. Hands to the hips, rock the weight to the left foot, and find your focal point again. If that one didn't work for you, maybe find a different one, or go back to it. And we'll find Vrikshasana, tree pose, second side. Maybe a different set of needs on this side, just be aware. Taking it likely to a similar place you had on the other side. Breathing joyfully, consistently. Soften something. Don't worry about where we're going, but have confidence you've already been there. Hands back to heart center. Hover the right sole of the foot. Knee stays bent, and exhale. Straighten through the right leg, kick it back behind you, bow the heart forward, finding your variation of Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3 on this side. Warrior 3 is to remind us that we're strong, and the balancing portion is to humble us. One more inhale, kick through the right leg, reach to the crown of the head, and the blocks are right there. Hands float down, blocks to whatever height you need them. Make sure that right hip grounds down toward the mat, squaring off the hips here. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, nose to knee, pull it in. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, contract, pull it in. Lift that right heel, one more, inhale. Exhale, pull it in. Hands at the blocks if they are, otherwise we move the hands back, move the blocks with you, kick the right leg straight forward and through and come down to a seat. Scoot on back and give your left knee a hug into the chest. Well done. Right fingertips back here for a reminder to keep that long flat back. Inhale, stretch the left fingertips up and over, and we dive inside of the left thigh, reaching toward the right toes. Just send the message. Hand can relax wherever it's available. Pull the belly up and in, scoop it in, fold over. Relax the forehead toward the knee. Using the exhale to soften something to get yourself a little deeper. Inhale, stack the spine, come to seated. Roll over hands and knees, up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, send the left leg high, stack the hip, bend the knee, fire hydrant pose. And exhale, knee to chest steps you through for lizard. Setting the back knee down to begin. For sure this is my more challenging side. So easing into things here, allowing to exist in a place where both sides are not equal. Continue to reach through the crown of the head, lift the collarbones, and then we'll plant the hands, lift the back knee, set the heel down for that wonky down dog here. Pressing evenly into both palms, chest trying to press between the thighs, gaze at the wall behind you. And walk the hands back through center, come to the ball of the foot for lizard second side. You can start with the knee down. And if we were on forearms before, make sure they're parallel with each other. Resist the urge to bring the hands together. I want that rotation from the shoulders here. Maybe we reach the left shoulder underneath the left thigh. Fingertips can walk wide. If we're going for airplane, lift the back knee first and then reach evenly through all 10 fingertips away from the midline of the body. One more inhale. Set the hands down. Both hands, big toe side of the foot. Step forward, powerful legs, Malasana squat for the last time. Well done. Palms press. This time drive the knees apart as you lift the seat behind you, trying to find cow back here. Trying to reach long through both side waists, trying to have long side bodies, even in this fold. And exhale, plant the hands, heel toe ball the feet back through center. One last, coming down through chair pose, big toes touch, heels slightly apart, lift the gaze, and exhale, lower down, all the way down, come to seated on your mat. Very nicely done. From here, shift to the right long side of your mat for like a wide leg straddle. If you like blocks to support you on a forward fold, just have them available. Inhale, reach up through both side waists, and exhale, reach for that top corner of the wall where it meets the ceiling, and then when we can't reach anymore, relax everything down, keeping the toes pointed up toward the ceiling. Maybe the forehead comes down to the block or the floor. Take the focus to the inner thighs, feel them relaxing and opening, making space. Now's the time to just be supported. Sometimes we find our way deeper into poses by feeling like we need to muscle it. And then sometimes it's the letting go that allows us to find a full expression. Using the strength of the arms, make our way back to seated. Blocks can be set off to the side. We'll move to our final pose that's work for right now. So let's start by bending first into our right leg. Left leg is still in that half straddle. Moving toward Left fingertips behind you. We're weaving our right hand underneath our right thigh. Most of us will end up here with the palm on top of the right toes. And we love that here. Really the goal is to stretch the heart open by flaring out the elbow to the side, and we can take the gaze over the left shoulder. If space allows and you'd like a little bit deeper, we can walk the fingertips toward the wall behind you, making sure that the elbow is well underneath that right thigh bone. Might feel like an arm bar. And if space allows and you'd like a little bit more, we turn the palm up, bend the right elbow, bringing the thumb towards your seat. And from here, moving toward the bind, we can stretch the arm up overhead, look up at your left thumb. Maybe turn the palm behind, bend and sweep. You might connect your fingers together for the full bind here. Lean back, open the heart, and look up over the left shoulder. The work here is to flex the right thigh open while relaxing and opening the front of the body. Let the throat be open so the breath can flow freely. And to come out. Relax the clasp if you've got it. We'll meet in this palm face up, straight arm position if we've gone for the bind. And just drag the right fingertips out. That reminds me a lot of jiu-jitsu. And we'll take our second side. Fingertips behind, inhale, reach up through the left side waist and hinge inside, fold inside of your left thigh. Drive my elbow back toward my leg and find the left palm on top of my toes. Stretching through a long heart here, and this might be our ending point. If we need more, walk the fingertips behind you with a straight arm. Make sure that elbow is well underneath your thigh. Turn the palm up, bend and sweep. Find the low hip. Maybe the right fingertips reach up. Turn the palm, bend and sweep. Make the connection, fingertips to fingertips. We root the fingertips toward the hip, toward the earth, driving the left knee open, and the gaze can go over the right shoulder, up toward the ceiling. A little bit of flexion through the bottom of that right foot. Pull it towards your nose. Keep both legs active. Breathe in. Breathe out. And release. Right hand for support. Keep the left palm facing up, and we dip the left shoulder down like strumming a guitar, like when you're trying to get out of a whizzer. Oh, I miss it so much. All right, from here, knees are wide, soft bend at the knees. So where we were, one side at a time, I want both sides bent. Moving toward Kurmasana, tortoise pose. So from here, the goal is going to be to fold ourselves. So that same action, that nose to knee, that exhale, and tuck through the back body, really fold the belly over itself. Hands can come underneath behind the ankles, and we can rest just on top of the ankles here, flaring the elbows out to the side, trying to draw the heart toward the mat. This is likely an ending point, and we can stay right here. If the arms were straight on the one-sided version, they might be here. Again, that elbow has to be far, like well beneath both of my thighs. And again, moving toward that arm bar action, reaching the fingertips toward the wall behind you. Deep C shape in the spine. We keep that, and we might just stay right here. It's a lot of tension on the inner thighs. If we need a little bit more, you might flex through the bottoms of the feet, point the toes to the ceiling. If the elbows are trapped, you can straighten through the legs and drag the heart with gravity and the rest of the body toward the mat. And relax one ear to the mat. If you want to change the other side halfway, keep flexing the toes toward the ceiling. Very important, if we're all the way into this pose, don't panic. I'm going to help you get out of it. Pick one arm, like your favorite arm, and turn your palm face up. Do that same strumming of the guitar thing as you drag your shoulder out. Plant the palm, use it to lift your heart, bend into your left knee, turn the other palm, and swing the arm out. You did it. Well done, everybody. Turn back toward to the short side of your mat. And we'll come on down through Navasana, boat pose. Let's take one more forward fold, actually. Remove the flesh away from the seat to begin. Flex the toes towards your nose. Inhale, breathe up through both sideways. Keep that length, and exhale, hinge, hold halfway. Realign, reach again, and then let the belly rest on top of the thighs. Send the message of the forehead resting toward the knees or the shins. Hands don't have to reach the feet. Just pull the toes back towards your nose. Let everything be soft. And then from here, come back to seated. Bend at the knees, keep them hip distance apart. Thumbs are resting just behind my sit bones, stacked beneath my shoulders. So shoulder distance apart with the heels of the hands. Inhales to drive the knees forward. Hips hover up off the mat, maybe level to the knees. And the head can fall back if that feels okay. This will serve as our back bend this morning. So press through the surface of both hands evenly. Keep the weight on the big toe side of the feet. Spiral the inner thighs toward each other. Lift the hips. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the chin to the chest. Slowly lower the seat back to the mat. Keep the knees bent as they are. And we'll finish with a reclined, twisted up, sort of a tornado-y spine thing here. So when you're ready, keeping the knees bent, feet where they are. Drop both knees over toward the right. Use your hands to support you. Coming all the way to that right hip, look over the right shoulder toward the back of the room. Keep the spine nice and long, hands framing the back of your mat now. And we slowly lower the heart all the way down. If you're a little tight this morning, maybe the right ear rests at the mat, arms out to a cactus. If you need more, you feel the urge to complete this twist, lift the chin, turn to the right, and rest the left ear, looking over the right shoulder. Close the eyes and let it go. See how relaxed you can be right here. Notice if anything is gripping. Try to use the breath to let it go. And when you're ready, palms plant beneath the shoulders. Use the strength of the arms to bring yourself back to seated. Turn to center. Keep the knees bent, feet where they are, and exhale, take it the other way. Hands to support you all the way down. Drag that left hip so it's beneath you. Spine's in a long line. Inhale, and exhale, slowly melt the heart to the earth. Left ear for a more moderate twist. Right ear down. A little more dramatic. Find what works for you, and now find a way to breathe some softness and opening throughout the body. And the doing is done. No need to hold or grip. Maybe close the eyes, take the attention back inside. Using the strength of the arms. Walk the palms back beneath the shoulders like a push-up. Press yourself all the way back up. Come back to facing center. Scoop the hips to the heels. Use the hands on the knees to slowly assist you to come to lying on your back. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. And again, whatever else you do today, let this be enough. You are enough. Making this the first of a series of many good decisions towards self-care. And as you're ready, if you need happy baby, any other poses you need to make your practice feel complete. And finally, sending the heels long to the front corners of the mat. Palms rest face up at your sides. Make sure you're not touching any props, water bottles, etc. Close the eyes for your final resting pose of Shavasana. Allowing the body to remain perfectly still. Bring the attention back to your breath. And take this moment to notice how you are now. Beginning to awaken some movements, wiggling fingers and toes, circle wrists and ankles. Head can fall side to side. And as you're ready, we'll bend into both knees. If you're looking forward to a more active day, slowly roll to your left side, or a more restful roll to your right. No matter what your intention, just be held here for a moment in this fetal position. Gathering it all up, as you use the strength of the arms, make your way to a comfortable Sukhasana, easy seat. When you arrive, let the palms rest face down. The eyes be closed. Thank you all for sharing your practice today with me and with each other. We'll close our time together with an audible exhale. Please receive your deep breath in. Bring the hands together at heart center, thumbs facing towards you, fingers out to the world. Namaste.